I spent 4 days at Port Lincoln, then travelled 150 nautical miles to North Haven Marina, Adelaide, where I spent 2 weeks before heading 100 nautical miles south to Kangaroo Island, then 150 miles back across to Port Lincoln, up Spencer Gulf as far as Port Augusta and back to Adelaide in time for a 2-week holiday in Bali. 4 months and 650 nautical miles in total.
I got a new girlfriend. He feels like he's on top, and I don't feel no remorse. And you can't see past my blindness. Oh, Ophelia, you've been on my mind, girl.
Well, good afternoon everyone. It's 6 p.m. Sunday, the 24th of February. And I'm motor sailing to Adelaide from Port Lincoln. I left there about 9 a.m. yesterday morning. It's 150 miles all up, but I've had headwinds all the way, southeast at first and then easterly. And about 4 hours ago turned southeast and I'm heading home, so to speak. So I've got both sails up, motor going, 6 knots, just a nice 10 knot southeast breeze. And I'm looking at some wind farms to my southwest, I think. I'm pretty much heading northeast. So everything's ticking along nicely. I shall have some second part of some ocean trout tonight. I've just had my cheese and bickies and I'm having my sundowner drink now. So we should get to Adelaide early hours of tomorrow morning. I've already got a berth allocated, so hopefully I can find it. I'm anchored just outside the marina all day. It's too hot in the marina, 40 degrees today. It's about 35 out here, rather nice. I've been in for a couple of swims and I'll go in again shortly. Well, it's about 6 p.m. Saturday, I think the 16th of March. And I'm heading from Adelaide to Kangaroo Island, affectionately known as KI. So I left at 8:15 this morning and I've got about another 5 hours to go, 30 miles. For the first half there was no wind, and then the wind came in and up went both sails. The new jib is very good, not quite cut like what we discussed, and the guy actually forgot. So down here he was supposed to lift the tack at 300 mils, so it'd be up around the safety rails, and he never did. Consequently, it is lying against the rail, which he's reinforced the sail, so that's one good thing. At least I can point 35 degrees approximately off the wind instead of 60. Absolutely brilliant. So I'm heading southwest and the wind is now south, and right in the distance is KI. So this is the north face of Kangaroo Island. I'm going into a Pennyshore marina, hopefully. Now Thursday, I think it's the 18th of April, and I'm motorsailing from Port Lincoln to Whyalla. I've been out for 12 hours. The wind was southerly and then it's gone round to the easterly as predicted. So I've got my motor on to try and get up the Gulf as far as I can before it disintegrates and turns slightly north. Meter's not working, but I'm guessing it's around 20 knots. Gusts a little bit more. It's 3 p.m. Thursday, and the wind died off around midday. It was a beautiful 10 degrees from the east, and now it's gone back to the southeast. Only about 10 knots, so I've got both sails up, but I've also got the engine going. I'm down to around 3 knots otherwise. So an extra 3 knots is fantastic. So I'm on the home straight, 42 miles to go. So I should drive there just after midnight sometime or thereabouts. This barge is being loaded with high-grade ore and taken out to an anchored ship in the channel. So on the 27th of April, I sailed across to Port Fairy with a friend on board. Port Fairy possesses one of the world's largest lead smelters. It has a plant to process rare earth oxides, silver and gold are refined, copper, lead alloys and sulfuric acid are also produced, and wheat is stored for transport to Adelaide. Well, it's Saturday, 11th of May, midday, and I've left Port Pirie an hour ago, and I'm heading towards Port Augusta, if the weather and the internet's okay, by the end of this week, or Friday, Saturday, next week. So I've hired a boat for 3 weeks. $20 a week, so it's sitting up there. So I've got a very busy deck, and I've just got a light north-westerly breeze. It's supposed to be virtually no wind next 2 or 3 days. So I've got about 6 hours to my anchorage tonight, Fitzgerald Bay. So it's been a pleasant stay in Port Pirie, very sheltered from all the winds. Lots of clouds up on the ranges up there, and when you get a strong northerly breeze there's dust everywhere. You can't see those hills at all. And looking back to Port Pirie. So it's 4:45 PM Sunday, and I'm now heading straight to Port Augusta due to lack of internet around the place. So we've got about a 5-8 knot true southerly, so I put up the spinnaker. Probably the 3rd or 4th time since I've been out.
am asking you a question today about, well, whether you want to travel around Australia via boat or by a caravan, because my guest this morning in studio, Alan Haddo, has, well, you're on a boat, right?
I am.
You're
a yacht.
A yacht. So, Alan, where have you come from?
From Melbourne, and I left in January the 24th, 2015.
January 2015. So you've been on the water for a while then?
4.5 years, yes.
Where have you been?
So I've gone up the east coast of Australia. I've got to Mackay for the first cyclone season.
Oh, was that fun?
The boat was left in Mackay and I was in Melbourne with my family. I have to return about twice a year to my family.
Wow. At suitable tides in summer, the Port Pirie Sailing Club get people together here for a game of cricket.
Yeah.
And then the next cyclone season, 2017, I was in Darwin, or the boat was in Darwin. And then the following Christmas, I was in Mandurah. I was there for 12 months.
Around in
WA.
WA.
So this is Port Broughton jetty. They've got a nice floating pontoon here. It's something like 5 metres deep. 300 metres off the beach. And the tide absolutely rips through here. So it's pinning me against the jetty, which is okay. Look what's happened up here. Well, it's Saturday, 15th of June. It's around about 12:30 p.m. and I'm sailing between Port Broughton and Wallaroo. And Fleming is doing its job just. I do have to turn the wheel a little bit, so there's not all that much wind, but it's very pleasant. So I'm heading southwest and the wind is probably northwest. So I'm going to have to put my motor on because there's just no wind, it's just dropped out now. So I should get to I should get to Wallaroo hopefully I can get to Wallaroo by about 6 p.m. and I go into a marina berth in there for $30 a night. This is the Wallaroo Marina. It's not very full, but it's quite a nice place. The entrance is slightly open to the south, and I believe it can get a bit rolly in here. The sun's setting and it's very chilly. Well, it's Saturday, 22nd of June, and I'm motor sailing once again from Wallaroo to North Haven in Adelaide. That will complete my first half 2019 sailing expedition. So I've had quite a reasonable breeze from behind me off my port quarter. It's dropping out a bit now, so the motor's on. Well, it's Sunday, 7:30 a.m. and the sun is just rising. We've got 60 miles left. I've had a bit of a slog this last 10 hours due to the headwinds, easterly, but I'm getting there. And there it is, the sun just popping up now. Well, at long last, 3:15 Sunday PM, I'm rounding a Truebridge reef with a beacon out there, and it's only a metre deep between there and here, and it's about 300 metres away. So from here I go from Investigator Strait into Gulf St Vincent and head to North Haven, 38 miles away. So there's a nice northeast breeze come in. So hopefully I can head up on the west side of the Gulf.
Ophelia.
So this is from the balcony of the Royal South Australian Cruising Squadron.
Well, it sounds like a wonderful lifestyle, and one that you are enjoying as you're speaking. You can see the smile on your face, and you sound very happy about it. And thank you so much for sharing your story with us today.